This is a short video on communication best practices for commissioners that serve on the City of Columbus Historic District or Design Review Commission or Board. Effective meeting management, including positive communication between commissioners, applicants, neighborhood representation, and staff, is a crucial aspect of the development review process. Effective communication can result in reaching a common consensus around shared goals. These shared goals include high-quality development that includes preservation and high-quality design, development that is reviewed for and consistent with city development, policy, code, and guidelines, development that serves the neighborhood and strives to mitigate the impact of potentially negative impacts, a fair, transparent, and efficient process, and development that is economically feasible. Effective communication can be challenging, but it is a practice skill that can be developed over time. There are strategies and practices that can help in achieving effective communication, many of which are basic elements of meeting management. The below list is not comprehensive, but is a sampling of recommendations that commissioners should regularly consider. These recommendations can help reduce the amount of time spent by all stakeholders dedicated to the review of a given case without sacrificing quality. Communication best practices for all members. Commissioners should be familiar with and use Robert's Rules. Commissioners should prepare for meetings by reviewing staff reports in advance of meetings. Commissioners should spend time prior to the meeting to process their thoughts and even write brief notes to themselves on what their comments will be on the case. Commissioners' input on applications should always be based on city policy, guidelines, and code. Civility must be maintained at all times during the review process. All parties, such as commissioners, developers, and community members, must be civil with each other. We are all residents or stakeholders of Columbus. Motions should be clear and actionable on the part of an applicant and staff, including any or all additional conditions placed upon the approval. Commissioners, in particular the vice chair, should be on alert to support the chair with their duties of directing the meeting, in particular at times when cases are contentious and the community opposition is creating a challenging environment. These situations can be stressful and challenging for the chair, and the other commissioners need to be supportive. Communication best practices for the chair. One of the primary roles of the chair is to act as the meeting facilitator. In any group facilitation process, the facilitator's main job is to help the group work together in a productive manner. A facilitator acts as the referee or traffic cop to help keep the discussion on track. The goal is to conduct a group process that is productive, one that achieves the purposes of the meeting, is civil and respectful, is balanced and inclusive of all participants, and ends with participants feeling that the process was valid and their involvement meaningful. The below tactics can help the chair achieve these goals. The chair at the beginning of each meeting should make a statement that explains who the commission is, the purpose of the meeting, what will occur, and that there is an expectation that all must be civil and respectful. Chairs should utilize a 3-minute time limit for members of the public who have filled out a speaker slip. Chairs, when possible, should ask community representatives to identify one spokesperson who will represent a common perspective. The chair should then respectively redirect community speakers who are repeating input that has already been stated. The chair should try to be empathetic and ensure that a professional decorum is maintained. If conversations are getting heated, the chair should consider calling for a 5-minute break to allow the meeting temperature to cool. Chairs should ask each commissioner to speak on applications, in particular challenging cases, limiting each commissioner's speaking time. This is to assure that everyone gets to speak, but that no one dominates the conversation. Chairs should include staff as appropriate, including having them present the staff report, respond to questions, and interject if a conversation is strained. Communication best practices for staff. Columbus Planning Division staff role is to provide their professional guidance on a given case in the form of a staff report, prepare for the hearing in general, support the chair and commissioners throughout the meeting, and other assistance to ensure a productive and professional hearing. Key communication practices for staff include: ensure that any motions that include conditions are clear as to the expectation of the applicant. In general, staff should work with the commission to seek motions that will result in staff approvable conditions. Ensure clarity input from the commission such that applicant can revise and respond appropriately. For each motion, staff should ask the chair to repeat motions and clarify any conditions if necessary. For conceptual reviews, repeat back commissioner input and clarify, and staff should engage in case discussion to ensure planning staff's input is represented. Thank you for watching this video on communication best practices. Please visit columbus.gov/planning for additional fact sheets and videos for board and commission members and additional information on Columbus Historic Districts and design review areas.